So I have a question, and I've been thinking since you said you're going to come on the podcast, how to phrase this properly where it doesn't come off in a weird way. But so Leigh, you got injured.
Yes.
And I'm curious how that was for you. Did you you've only played a couple tournaments post the injury.
Won them all.
Right.
You won them all.
Won them all.
U.S. Open.
US Open
Daytona.
twice.
Daytona is huge. I feel like people already forgot about
And
Daytona.
it's not like you were like, who'd you guys beat in the finals?
Tyra
Tyra.
and
Georgia.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
So there's a bunch of questions I have around this, but I think so. Yeah, the injury. What was going through your mind?
Well, okay. So if you backtrack just a little. So before COVID 2019, end of 2019, Anna Leigh and I had won nationals. And at the time that was the biggie.
Yeah.
And it was whoa. And I actually finished the year
number one in the
personally, world. I have a plaque. I had finished the year number one, ahead of everybody.
That's
and
amazing.
I was we were thinking big things 2020. And then COVID came, and because we were living with my mom, who was homeschooling Anna Leigh, and nobody knew what the heck COVID was, we decided not to play any tournaments. Then we come back, 21, I guess, and it's a little bit of a struggle. We're struggling, we're winning, we're losing, we're struggling. Somehow we get back to number one.
But y'all were losing some to Lucy and Callie, right?
Yeah, but
was it
when we were
Simone and
Lucy,
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
It was Simone and Lucy.
And we had just started to beat them.
Yeah, we had just started
consistently.
Just started to beat them. We're finally the number one team again, PPA, and literally the next week is nationals.
So when we played in Texas the week before nationals, I actually think we maybe played Anna and Jessie in that final. And in that final, I had to call a medical because I injured my knee mid-match. And then somehow I end up playing or whatever. So I call my trainer and I'm like, you have to come to nationals. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play. This hurts. So he's working with me throughout nationals. We're don't tear your ACL. We're thinking that for me.
Yeah.
And then it ends up happening to her, which is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But that whole year, I was already starting to feel Anna Leigh is I feel she's getting really, really good.
Yeah.
Because we had a couple tournaments where my mom was if we don't medal, if we start not medaling, that's when we'll start
And
not
what
playing
did you
together.
say?
I was loving playing with my mom. So
Yeah.
I was and we were doing really well. So I was
And she's still pretty young. What were you?
Yeah.
So you were on board with this plan.
I was on board with this plan.
Yeah.
And we actually had a tournament or two where we got pretty upset at each other after we lost. And we called Catherine Athena. We're hey, when this stops, I want to play with you.
Interesting.
We had called.
Yeah,
and,
we had talked.
We had talked to them about it.
But when I initially tore my ACL, it was the world was over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh
it
my
was
God,
bad.
I'm never going to be able to play again.
done,
This
yeah.
whole
But while we were at nationals, she didn't know she had actually torn her ACL.
yeah, I didn't find out till
But you were
weeks
done.
later.
You didn't play anymore.
No,
right?
I didn't
No.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like this whole thing I was getting to do with Anna Leigh, it's over.
Yeah.
And that's what was so detrimental to me. I was
Totally.
it's all over. And then now looking back, I've said, I think in other interviews, I almost feel it's never a blessing to tear your ACL, but
It happened for a reason.
it happened for a reason. And I feel we're closer and have a more of that team and
Yeah.
than ever, more than ever.
I in my notes, I called it what I thought from my perspective was an inflection point of Anna Leigh's career.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about that COVID maybe had y'all not playing as solid because you took that break. And then I also didn't know that y'all were having the conversations about potentially Anna Leigh playing with Catherine or
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
But it felt like that was a really pivotal moment where Anna Leigh could go off on her own.
Totally.
And from what I remember, when I'd go to tournaments, you were winning a lot, but you were losing to Simone and
we lost
Lucy.
to them
It wasn't a sure thing that
6
we were
times in
gonna
a
win
row or
tournament.
something. And then I think we beat them the last 2 or something.
But even in
like that.
singles,
Oh, in
you weren't
singles.
winning every tournament.
No.
Because I remember I was in Atlanta and I was Anna Leigh's gonna win the tournament, and then you lost. I'm she's gonna start winning every tournament. and then the injury happened, and I don't know, didn't look at the results, but I feel that was when Anna Leigh Waters truly became Anna Leigh Waters.
Yeah, and
I had
the
won
GOAT.
Triple Crowns though before.
Oh, you had? Okay.
I had one that year. I had started winning Triple
Yeah.
Crowns because that year was the year I started playing with Ben.
Yeah.
And that was the one that I was struggling to win.
Were you
Before
playing
that,
against Ben?
Some, but I was also losing to other people. It wasn't we were playing in the final every time.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
actually beaten Ben a couple of times
we
before.
go.
I always thought that would be interesting, for MLP, and I know they haven't done this matchup, but you versus Ben? Like,
The last time I played Ben in a tournament was with Riley, and Ben was playing with Catherine.
At Nationals, the year I
Nationals.
tore my ACL.
oh, really?
Yeah.
And how'd it go?
Riley and I won. It was a 3 out of 5 mix in the finals, and Riley and I won.
Who was Ben playing with?
Catherine.
Catherine, got it. Okay. But you guys don't play each other in MLP. Like, I think they stack it
No,
differently, right?
we've won the toss. I think every time we played.
You
them,
did play
and-
Ben once in MLP when you were on the Black
Oh, with
Diamonds.
Thomas Wilson.
I mean,
got
Dreambreaker, it's got to
smoked.
happen at some point.
Oh, me playing Ben.
Come
and-
on,
That'd be
like
so
stop,
fun.
stop taking that away
Give the
from
people what they want
Yeah.
sometimes, you know?
Got to talk to Ryan.
It was
I'm gonna
fun. It
talk
was-
to Ryan.
It was fun. She played
I played AJ
AJ in the last
Yeah.
Dreambreaker.
Because our strategy back in the day used to be to put me against the guy in the singles. But now it's like, okay, I'm probably going to win more points against the female.
I mean,
most of the
they're
time.
so good.
So you played twice, you won both tournaments. Are you gonna be playing more?
I mean, Anna Leigh, we're definitely going to play the U.S. Open again next year
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a random
Daytona was just
PPA,
super
but-
weird because I wasn't going to play Daytona. And then Catherine didn't want to play it. And I was like, let's just go. Let's play this tournament.
Yeah, I don't really see me playing a PPA.
I don't know.
anytime
And now
soon.
that we've won, I'm kind of like, let's just go out on top.
Yeah,
like
that's
we
pretty
beat
cool.
Tyra and Georgia in the final. Like,
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to prove to myself that I could rehab from the worst injury ever. Your mom knows she's
Yeah.
done it too.
3 ACLs
And
now.
like still compete. And I feel like I did that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what else I need
feel
to
like
prove,
too,
you know?
like mom was kind of like when she tore ACL, like, oh, my identity has been this for so long. And I think now her identity is still in pickleball as a coach. Like now
yeah.
people see her as like one of the best coaches, if not the best, which I think she is the best coach in pickleball. Now she's coaching Christian and she showed that she could, help take Christian from where he was to like where he is now. So I think it was like I was able to kind of go out of my comfort zone and play with different women's partners, and she was able to go out of her comfort zone and
Get
coach
Christian,
Christian.
yeah.